If you could remove one financial worry from your financial future, what would it be? This question not only opens the door to practical suggestions, but also emotional freedom. My name is Ellen Rogin. I help people stress less, prosper more, and reshape their relationship with money. And today we're going to explore how to identify and release financial burdens that may be weighing you down and how to reframe these so they don't have as much power over you. We all carry money burdens, things that we worry about happening or not happening in the future that play quietly in the background, sometimes not so quietly. These could be things like not having enough money in retirement, or worrying about taking care of adult children, or feeling behind compared to other people that you know. Now, we often attribute this to actual money issues, caring about the dollars and cents. And clearly, sometimes people have their back up against the wall financially. But often, what we worry about never comes to be. And getting clear on what these worries are and start to uncover them helps relieve some of the stress and the burden that these can cause for us. Often it's a story that we're telling ourselves, almost like a nightmare. And I contend if we're making up a bad story, we can just as easily make up a good story. Sometimes the best place to start with this is to actually take that story and look at what if it really did happen. I was recently coaching a woman who was worried that her business wasn't going to generate enough money to help provide for her retirement. And we talked about it. We said, okay, what are you really afraid that's going to happen? And she said, I'm really afraid that I'm going to end up alone on the street with nowhere to live. And she goes, I know that's not rational. And I said, well, let's look at this. Like, if that really were to happen, that you weren't able to earn more money, that you wouldn't be able to create the financial security you wanted, and you really didn't have financial resources, would you truly end up on the street? Or do you have people in your life that would step in and help you out? And she said, well, I never really thought about it that way, but she has some friends that are very, very wealthy. She's got a family that cares about her, that would step in and not allow her to be living in her car, living in the street. Now, of course, that is not the plan, that we're going to call on friends or family or look at really what the worst case is. But once she knew that she was going to be okay, of course, she wanted to be better than okay and have a secure retirement. But that fear of like, what if the worst could happen, happened, she realized, okay, her really worst that was going to happen really wasn't going to happen to her. And that allowed her to start to plan from a place of much more power and confidence. So here are some questions to ask yourself. If you could eliminate one financial worry or burden, what would it be? What story is playing in the background behind that worry that you have? If you no longer carried that story around, what would be different in your life? How might you be showing up? How might you be acting in your business if you no longer had that story playing in the background of at some level you're not going to be okay? So how do you take action on this when you have a financial worry? Well, often we're worried about things because we're handling it alone. We're not talking through this worry with other people. So if you really are worried you're not going to have enough for retirement, then maybe talk to your financial advisor about that. Have them run projections for you, or do it yourself with an online calculator, for example. Maybe you talk to a friend about what's bothering you. Usually we stir and make things worse than they are. And even if they are not great, at least you'll know where you're at and start to create a plan to make things better for yourself. You can also spend some time journaling on this. What are you truly afraid of? And what would make you feel okay? Because when we can get to okay, then we can start to see how we can get better. But when we're worried about not being okay, then all we think about are all the awful things that could possibly happen. This question of if you could eliminate one financial burden from your future, what would it be, came directly from the Money Talks cards. These are 48 conversation starters that help you create a better relationship with money. You can use them on your own or use them with family or friends or business partners as a way to have deeper, bigger, better money conversations. And you can find a link below if you want to find out more about the Money Talks cards. You can also link to the Money Loves Clarity worksheet to help you create more of a future vision for yourself and a better relationship with your money. Let me know how these ideas are working for you. Please leave a comment below. If this is helpful, go ahead and share this video with someone that you care about in your life, and subscribe for more videos on how to create prosperity without the push.